Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, first we would like to say thank you very much for the committees for allowing us to present our research paper. So our title is Diplomacy as a Strategy of Climate Crisis Mitigation. We try to discuss a smaller part of this subject, that's Jakarta's local global collaboration for sustainable urban transport and mobility. Okay, just be quick. This presentation will cover a few sub subunits from introduction to conclusion. Okay, now we start from the introduction. And you know that climate crisis has been one of the global problems that get huge concern from international communities, not only state but also non-state actors. In this case, when we talk about non-state actors, we can also refer to subnational, whether it is a city, a province, or any kind of autonomous region within a sovereign state. And Jakarta, as an example, just like other cities around the world, also face climate threats due to several reasons. For example, coastal location, it's below the sea level areas, and also it's experiencing flooding subsidence for many years. In addition, the city is also uh, facing air pollution, and you know that this is a chronic problem not only in a big city like Jakarta, but in most of the cities in the world, especially those are located in a developing world like Indonesia. And the air pollution, of course, hampered the problem in the city. And actually, Jakarta's government already adopted policies how to improve urban transport and mobility, and this is one of the strategy to address that challenge. But in order to conduct that policy, Jakarta needs to cooperate with other actors, not only local but also global actors. In terms of cooperation with global actors, we can call this paradiplomacy. So this research aim to examine Jakarta's paradiplomatic collaboration with global actors. And the study is expected to contribute to understanding paradiplomacy in developing country cities, especially Indonesia, and their engagement with global norms, especially sustainability and climate protection. Okay, now we move to literature review. Um, there have been a lot of literature talking about climate crisis and the role of nationals. For example, some studies by Alka and Ray, they try to emphasize that subnational climate networks and international action have been uh, common topics in scholarly discussion. And actually, subnational efforts in shaping and adopting global climate regime has been a common agenda, especially among cities today. And some scholars also try to take the Brazilian cities as the example. You know that these cities located in Latin America have shown some degree of commitments in uh, addressing the climate crisis at local level. And the problem of climate crisis not only faced by those in the global south, but also by those in the global north. For example, an Arctic region called Greenland. So Greenland power diplomacy also uh, is also a kind of good example to negotiate the climate. And some scholars also already discuss about this. And then we talk about power diplomacy. The question is what power diplomacy is. Simply, we can say that this kind of practice is an international relation of provinces, cities, and autonomous regions. We can call these subnationals. And actually, not only subnational got involved, but also non-governmental actors. Okay, like it can be from the universities or communities or local actors. Simply, we can define it as an engagement in foreign relations or a form of political communication. And then diplomacy is considered self-sustained when subnational have expertise for foreign engagement. So in this case, we can um, conclude that today's international relation not only dominated by state but also subnational actors. Basically, not only they succumb to the policy released by the central government, but they actually have some concern or interest that they need to pursue. And related to the interest, I mean the local interest, they are more specific, targeted, opportunistic, and experimental. And this makes local interest differ from a traditional form of diplomacy by states. And para-diplomacy is also uh, uh, not only driven by opportunity structures like democratization, autonomy laws, globalization network, but also by experience and personal trait of the leaders, either governors, mayors, and so forth. And this research employed a few methods. Yeah, we employed qualitative case study using labor research. We take our primary data from official documents, recordings, information from Jakarta government and partners, and we also gathered some secondary data ranging from journal, books, and other relevant materials. So in order to analyze the data that we already gathered, we use the technique offered by Miles and Habermas. We can call this interactive model, starting from data collection, then move to condensation, display, and the last one, conclusion or verification. And then for result and discussions, okay, uh, cities drive climate action. You know that over 50% of global population reside in cities, and over 75% of global greenhouse gas emission are produced by those living in the cities. And of course, a sustainable urban transport and mobility should be a key global practice. Actually, this practice has been um, started by some major uh, cities, especially those in Europe, and it can be a major role in climate mitigation today. And Jakarta itself is committed to lowering emission by 30% by 2030. And according to the report they produced, that this city also has huge ambition to reach net zero by 2050. And in addition, the government already declared this effort internationally. And international exposure strengthen Jakarta's for diplomacy. So this enables collaboration with communities, okay, not only communities but also with non-governmental organizations, including think tanks, enterprise companies, and other global partners. Okay, so what are the forms of collaboration did Jakarta initiate with its global partners as well as local partners? We already record at least there are 8 initiatives. Okay, now we start from number one. This is the most apparent MRT and RT development. Formally, it's initiated in 2013 and still continue until today. It should be a long-term project that would be able to connect all citizens in Jakarta in a few years ahead. So this project is a collaboration between some actors, not only those within the Jakarta regional government, but also international actor. In this case is JICA. It stands for Japan International Cooperation Agency. So in this case, JICA had important role in investing some of its money how to finance this long-term project. And the second one, cycling infrastructure and development. So we know that when a city begins to uh, respect or think about the environment, is not measured by how many cars or private vehicles can be found in the roads, but how people can change their habit from using private vehicles to non-emission vehicle, just say bicycles. So this project started in 2019. So uh, in this case, Jakarta involved international organization called ITDP. It stands for Institute for Transportation and Development Program, and also some local actors like communities, Gowes Bike, Forum Diskusi Transportasi Jakarta, and Jakarta Cycling communities. And then BRT service expansion and e-bus. And you know that BRT service in Jakarta could be the longest in the world. And then the Jakarta government tried to expand this, not only um, providing more buses, but also how to change the conventional buses to e-bus or electric bus. So in this case, Jakarta government collaborated with a C40 Cities Climate Leadership Group. This is like a platform for cities to collaborate, to exchange experience, and to get more insights how to improve the city in terms of addressing climate crisis. And then pedestrian facilities improvement. This is related to number two, not only providing space for cyclists, but also space for pedestrian. And you know that actually um, the kind of transport that everybody has is feet. So a good city must provide comfortable facilities for pedestrian. In this case, Jakarta collaborate with also ITDP and then Urban Plus Institute. This is like company to design the decent facilities for pedestrians, so the pedestrian can use these facilities well. And then public transportation integration is started from 2018 until today. It means that how all of kind of transport, whether they are MRT, LRT, BRT, and others, they can be integrated together. So when citizens begin to move from one mode of transport to another kind of transport, they can do it easily. It's also try to shorten the distance of their travel. And then private vehicle emission tests, and we often find this in Jakarta, in just say in periodical time, there will be some rates, yeah, for those who didn't pass or hadn't taken any private vehicle test emission. But actually, it's also helped to reduce emission in the city. Okay, so in this case, the city collaborate with Vital Strategies, is a part of Bloomberg Philanthropies based in the US. And then low emission zone, we can also call this LEZ in Kota Tua. If you have been to Kota Tua, and you will see the difference. And this area has been designed or designated as a low emission. So this is like a pilot project actually. And of course, rely on only one kind of LEZ is not enough. So this is the pilot project. So the future, Jakarta government plans to provide more LEZs to citizens in many spots in the city. And in this case, Jakarta collaborate with World Resource Institute. It's also a kind of international organization or NGO that provides some analysis and assessment how to improve the city's transport and mobility. And the last one, paratransit transformation. Not only has the government care about the main transport in the big roads, just say MRT and LRT, they try to integrate this. So small modes of transport, like we can say angkot, yeah, or paratransit, that should be integrated within the policy. And you know that in Jakarta, there has been a mechanism or policy or initiative called Jaklingko. It's included in this initiative. So people who live outside the main roads can access public transport for free. And in this case, um, even though it seems that small transport, but in fact, Jakarta still collaborate with ITDP and also some local communities like Forum Diskusi Transportasi Jakarta. And then we go to the conclusion. We can say that Jakarta Sustainable Urban Transport and Mobility Initiative is not a short-term initiative, but is a long-term climate mitigation effort. So it shouldn't be able to address the climate crisis at local level within a few years, but it can be a long time. We don't know exactly until when. And then these efforts achieve, these efforts try to achieve diverse expertise and resources. And because we know that the city itself is not able to do these things alone. So para diplomacy enables local and global collaboration executed by the city government. And then we can also conclude that para diplomacy serves as an opportunity for local development, national progress, and nation branding. Even though the initiative originated in local level, but people in many areas can see that Jakarta is the example of Indonesia especially. And then a local effort to reduce emission can be said local action supporting a global solution. So uh, providing sustainable transport and mobility is now a global solution that's suggested by many international organizations. And the last one, we argue that power diplomacy can be viewed as a strategic tool for addressing global challenges, especially climate crisis mitigation at local level. Okay, here are the references we use, and then thank you very much.
Baik, terima kasih kepada Bapak Luerdi ya, presentasi yang sangat luar biasa, sangat detail dan sangat menyeluruh. Oke, perlu kami ingatkan kembali waktu yang disediakan 5-7 menit dan di akhir nanti